Hey everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well and may God bless you all. In this video, I'll give you my review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Is it as bad as they say? Well, I'll answer that question in this video. I wanted to warn you guys that there will be spoilers for those who haven't seen it. I also wanted to mention that I do have some biases. First, I am a conservative, so I don't like that woke crap. Second, Doctor Strange is probably my second favorite MCU character next to Captain America. Cap is my favorite by far, seconded by Doctor Strange or maybe Spider Man. Third, the first Doctor Strange movie is one of my favorite MCU movies. Movies like Winter Soldier, Civil War, and some of the other Avengers movies are better, but the first Doctor Strange movie is definitely in my top five. This second Doctor Strange movie is nowhere close, but the first Doctor Strange is definitely one of my favorites. Fourth, Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors. I love the Evil Dead movies and his Spider Man movies, and I even think that Spider Man 3 is not that bad. Fifth, I think that Elizabeth Olsen is one of the most attractive women in the MCU. Most people love Scarlett Johansson, and yes, she is very attractive, but Elizabeth Olsen is more attractive in my opinion. The three most attractive women in the MCU are Karen Gillan, Kate Blanchett, and Elizabeth Olsen. I guess I have a thing for the bad girls. Six, this story is a continuation of other MCU properties. One of them is WandaVision, and I absolutely hated WandaVision. Wanda enslaved and tortured an entire town, and the show wanted us to see her as a hero because she sacrificed her robot husband and imaginary children. Property this movie took story elements from was What If. For the most part, I didn't like that series either. However, one episode I loved, again, was with Doctor Strange. I thought that episode was excellent. So, those are the biases that I admit I have that will affect my views on this movie. One of the first things that people ask about entertainment these days is it woke? I'll say yes and no. This movie introduces America Chavez, who is gay in the comics, but just because a character is gay, female, and not white doesn't necessarily make them woke. I don't mind if there are gay characters in entertainment as long as they don't push homosexuality on the children. For example, I'm a fan of South Park, and it has gay characters like Big Gay Al, Mr. Garrison, and the Devil. But South Park is made for adults and it doesn't push a homosexual agenda. Yes, I'm sure that younger people watch South Park, but they are not the target audience. Doctor Strange 2 is a PG 13 movie, so it kind of straddles the line between mature and children's entertainment. But I would say that 13 years old is old enough to view entertainment with homosexual characters in it. It shows that push homosexuality onto children that I have a problem with. It shows like the She-Ra reboot, Adventure Time, and Steven Universe that I have a problem with. They specifically target younger audience with a homosexual agenda. In Doctor Strange 2, unless I missed something, they didn't target young children with a homosexual agenda. Yes, they did show America Chavez's moms for a few minutes, but they didn't try to say that homosexuality was great or something like that, so I wouldn't say that that was woke. But one thing that was woke was what America Chavez said about our food. She said that in most universes, food is free, and she thought it was strange that in our universe it's not free, and that's some commie BS right there. Whoever wrote that line has a child's understanding of economics and how the world works. That's something Hassan Piker would say. The biggest woke part in the movie is the worst scene in the movie, and that is the scene with the Illuminati. First, they bring these characters in for cameos, just for a quick fan service, and then they kill them off almost immediately. Hey, here's Patrick Stewart as Professor X. You like him, don't you? Too bad, he's dead. It was very insulting to the audience. The smartest person in the world, Reed Richards acts very dumb. He tells Scarlet Witch Black Bolt's power before he even had a chance to use it. Reed Richards is like, Black Bolt can kill you with a single whisper. Scarlet Witch is like, thanks, Reed, for telling me what his powers are. Now I know exactly how to stop him. That was so dumb. Black Bolt could have surprised her and used his power to kill her before she had a chance to react. But then again, the movie would have been over. The character with the least amount of power, Captain Carter, somehow is the one of the ones who lasted the longest against Scarlet Witch. You have some of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe in Black Bolt, Captain Marvel, Mr. Fantastic, and Professor X, and Captain Carter somehow lasted longer than some of them. Black Bolt himself could hold his own against someone as powerful as even Superman, but Captain Carter lasts longer than him. Of course, we know why Captain Carter and Captain Marvel lasted longer because they are women. The straight white males are killed almost immediately. Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt never laid a finger on Scarlet Witch. Captain Carter lasted longer because she's a woman, but she's still white, so she was the next to die. Then Captain Marvel died, and how does she die? A pillar falls on her. You're not making your, quote, most powerful character look very good, Marvel. Some of you might say, well, Professor X was the last to die, and he's a straight white male. Well, first of all, he stayed behind and wasn't even in the room with the rest of them. Second, he's a mutant and he's crippled, so the left still counts him as a marginalized person. So that scene was the worst part about this movie. I hated it. So let's talk about the best part about this movie. Zombie Doctor Strange. I love this scene. This was Sam Raimi's time to shine. It mixed a little bit of horror, some comedy, and some superhero stuff. And much like the first movie, Doctor Strange breaks the rules and uses dark magic against dark magic. I thought this was brilliant. Fight fire with fire. This was by far the best part of the movie, in my opinion. A close second to the best scene in the movie is when Doctor Strange fights himself, with the musical notes and stuff like that. I just thought it looked cool. Now, I know that sounds superficial, but film is a visual media, and it's a big part of what makes a movie good. And speaking of cool scenes, the visuals in this movie are excellent. And the credit goes to the cinematography, CGI, and special effects crews, and of course, Sam Raimi's direction. Another thing I liked is the acting. I think most of the actors did a great job, especially Elizabeth Olsen. She is basically playing two parts, Wanda and Scarlet Witch, and she was great at both. And again, I might have a bias since I find her attractive and I have a thing for the bad girls. And speaking of bad girls, I like the fact that the Scarlet Witch is undeniably the villain in this movie. Unlike in WandaVision, where they portrayed her as basically the hero, even though she kidnapped and tortured an entire town. I really wish the MCU would make up their minds. Is she the villain or the hero? Pick one and keep her as that. I hate this back and forth. Another thing that is not woke and I like about this movie is that it's not a bait and switch like Loki, Hawkeye, or Moon Knight, in which the title character was not the main character. The main character was the woman who replaced the title character. In this movie, Doctor Strange was not replaced by a strong woman like Wanda or America Chavez. Yes, Scarlet Witch seemed to be possibly more powerful than Doctor Strange, but that was partially because of the Darkhold. Also, she's a villain. Villains are supposed to be more powerful than heroes. That's what makes it impactful when the hero defeats them. Nobody wants to see a weak villain that it's easily defeated. The hero needs a difficult challenge to overcome, or else what's the point? Some may say that Doctor Strange saving America Chavez is like an escort mission in a video game. That's true, but that's what heroes do. Being a hero is much more than fighting the bad guy. It's about saving people. Also, at no point does America Chavez outshine Doctor Strange as being better at him at everything. She's actually kind of useless throughout the film. Even at the end, she is learning from him. So it's clear that he is still better than her at most things. I find it very interesting that the straight white man saves the Latina lesbian. One could say that it's an allegory for Jesus saving the sinners. I doubt very much that's what the filmmakers were going for, but one can interpret it that way. Some might say, yes, Doctor Strange was not replaced by Wanda or America, but he was replaced by Wong as Sorcerer Supreme. That's true. I hate that Wong still has that title. But in this movie, it seems more like a title than anything else. They even make a joke about people bowing to show respect to him. And it seems clear to me that Stephen was the one in charge. Wong is more of a figurehead, kind of like the Queen of England. She has the title, but very little power. Some may criticize this movie and say, well, Strange didn't get the girl at the end. Again, that's true. He didn't end up with any Christine of any universe. Well, sometimes the hero doesn't always get the girl. One of my favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China, Jack Burton didn't get the girl. In a lot of westerns, the hero doesn't get the girl. In some of Sam Raimi's movies, the hero doesn't get the girl. Ash never got the girl. Sure, he had some girls here and there, but he never settled down and got married. And even Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, Peter Parker and MJ, their relationship was very rocky. Besides, as we saw at the end credits, they did show Clea, so he might end up with her. So let's hope she doesn't replace him like she apparently does in the comics. And speaking of the end credits, I loved this one. I thought it was hilarious when Bruce Campbell pulled a Ferris Bueller on us and said, "It's over, go home." I literally laughed out loud at that one. So, overall, in my opinion, it's the second best movie in the MCU Phase 4 so far. No Way Home being the best. Doctor Strange 2 is way better than Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Black Widow. It's way better than any of the MCU TV shows. Now, that's not saying much considering the very low bar. So, I didn't hate it like most people on my side of the aisle. As far as it being woke, yes, it has some woke parts in it, but it's not as woke as other Marvel properties. The biggest thing that made it not woke for me is that Doctor Strange was not replaced or outshined by Scarlet Witch or America Chavez. But man, did that Illuminati scene piss me off. So in the end, I would give this movie a C minus. So that means below average, but not total garbage. If I would give it a number ranking, it would probably be 4.5 out of 10. Again, below average, but not as bad as a lot of people are saying. Anyway, I'm Alpha Eagle. God bless you all for watching, and may God bless America.